That means you know what's gonna happen.
You gonna snitch.
Yep. You know exactly what's gonna happen.
Playing from laptop removed.
Somebody about to start telling. Telling. Soon as a nigga say, soon as a nigga say, I ain't got nothing to do with it, you know what the aim is. They getting ready to tell it all. You want to check this out first, or you want to start with what's the name?
Well, it don't matter to me.
All right, all right. What's going on? What's good with it? Talking
What
shit.
up? What up? What up? What up?
Talking shit, episode 17. Glad to have y'all in the building. I am PG the Hustler, and we got Ruffy Drib in the crib.
It was good. It was good.
I gotta get rolled up. I ain't even got nothing rolled up, man. Let's check this out. Where we gonna start off today, man? I don't know. We gonna start with this YSL, my guess. Let's take a little update. Let's see what's going on. I heard Young Thug was crying in jail, talking about he not getting treated good and all this kind of other. I don't know. Jail ain't no summer camp. I ain't never thought it was supposed to be. To where you supposed to be getting all your demands met and all that kind of shit. I don't know. Maybe they got different jails nowadays. I guess he was crying about some shit. Let's see what's going on with Thugger, man.
Week since YSL boss Young Thug was arrested on RICO charges, alongside some members of his YSL crew. Since he got locked up in jail, Young Thug and his crew have been having it rough, from 7 extra RICO charges to poor living conditions and sudden deaths. The YSL crew has sure had a rough week. I bet you're eager to know all about it. Keep watching till the end of this video to see what's really happening to Young Thug in prison. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. Young Thug life in prison. On Friday, May 13th, Thugger's lawyer filed an emergency motion to get him released on bond, on the grounds that Young Thug was being held in unreasonable conditions in the Fulton County Jail. Young Thug's lawyer, Brian Steele, told the judge that the rapper was being housed in total isolation in a windowless room. Steele also claimed that his client
Room in the jail ain't got a window.
Right.
get any sleep because the overhead lights in his cell are kept on 24 hours and he has no access to media or human contact. Steele also claimed the food that the rapper is being fed is inedible. In all, his lawyer reported that the conditions violated the rapper's constitutional rights. While it sounds like he's basically describing a stereotypical jail cell, Steele says the conditions violate Thug's constitutional rights. In particular, the 8th and 14th Amendments, barring states from inflicting cruel and unusual punishment. Young Thug denied bail. Before speaking up to get Young Thug out of jail due to his living condition in there, Young Thug and his legal team had previously applied to be released on bond, which they were denied. Barely 48 hours after rapper Young Thug was booked at Fulton County Jail, he made his first appearance before a virtual court to determine whether he would be released on bond. Unfortunately, the rapper's bond application was denied. On Wednesday, May 11th, 2022, Young Thug was denied bond at a hearing following his Monday indictment that charged him with felony conspiracy to violate the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, or RICO Act. At the hearing, which was held virtually under the jurisdiction of Fulton County Magistrate Court, Judge Robert Wolf, the magistrate, stated that he could only rule on bond in the case of the 7 new felony charges, as the initial indictment is under the purview of Fulton County Superior Court. To top it off, the state's prosecutor recommended that Young Thug be denied bond, arguing that he poses a flight risk due to his considerable resources. He also held that Young Thug poses a clear risk to hinder the administration of justice, as not all 28 of the men charged under the initial indictment have been apprehended. Defense attorney Brian Steele told the court that Young Thug had deep ties within the Atlanta community and therefore did not pose a flight risk, also recounting Young Thug's full compliance with the search of his home on Monday, during which Steele was present. He further noted that Young Thug has never been convicted of a felony and implied that the open felony case against him resulted from drugs and firearms found during a traffic stop that was sorted out 4 years ago. Finally, he referred to Young Thug's worldwide popularity, calling him the Babe Ruth of the music industry. Based on these factors, he asked the court to grant Young Thug a signature bond, which does not require the deposit of any money or property as collateral. Judge Wolf, however, remained on the side of the state, denying Young Thug bond on the grounds of his flight risk and adding that he also would pose a risk of committing additional felonies if he were released, citing the 4-year-old open case. Steele argued that Wolf's ruling would set a precedent for the Superior Court to deny bond. Wolf disagreed. "I'm only making a decision today based on what's in front of me now," he said. Evidence against Young Thug. After his arrest and his 88-page indictment charges, Young Thug was also indicted on 7 more charges, and new information came out as to how the feds pinned him down. It turns out that Young Thug had been wiretapped for almost 5 years. The reason Young Thug got wiretapped was so the feds could pin a boss on the YSL camp with this messy situation. Reports claim that the 80-page RICO paperwork showed that Young Thug was indeed being investigated for multiple years. According to the paperwork, Thugga was on a wiretap discussing street activity. Some of these activities were revealed, and one of the conversations presented in the indictment read, "Defendants Marcavius Huey and Jeffrey Williams, associates of YSL, did engage in a conversation where Williams and Huey were discussing a vehicle theft, and Williams directs Huey to tell another if he doesn't take it back, he gon' die." An overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy. Although there was no context in the section, one of the charges levied against Young Thug was renting a car that was allegedly stolen and used in the murder of a victim. The indictment cited another instance that showed Young Thug is the boss of the gang, and he gave out permission for all the dirty business the gang members carried out. The paragraph reads, "Defendants Wunny Lee, Trontavious Stevens, and Jeffrey Williams, associates of YSL, did engage in conversation where Williams states, 'YSL rule the world, kid. 24M on a head. Y'all just start bringing me the money. Man, y'all, stop playing with me.' An overt act in furtherance of the conspiracy." Another paragraph showed a conversation where Young Thug told one of his associates that they were getting soft because they hadn't beaten up or killed anybody. Associates of YSL did engage in a conversation where Williams asks, "Y'all ain't beat him up or shot him yet," then states, "Y'all getting soft." How YSL is holding up without Young Thug. Since Young Thug got locked up, things have been very grave and shaky for his YSL crew. Quite recently, one of YSL's popular rappers, Lil Keed, passed away. His brother announced his passing via Instagram. Lil Keed's brother, Lil Got It, confirmed the death, writing, "Can't believe I seen you die today, bro. I did all my cries. I know what you want me to do, and that's go hard for mama, daddy, our brothers, nature, and white boy." Shortly before his death, Lil Keed allegedly posted in defense of the YSL label following the RICO indictment filed in Fulton County against a number of the label's rappers, including founder Young Thug, alleging ties to the Young Slime Life criminal gang. The YSL label is not a gang, not a criminal organization, not a mob, according to Lil Keed's post, but rather a family, a label, a way of life. Lil Keed was not part of the indictment in Atlanta that led to Gunna, Young Thug, and 26 other YSL associates getting arrested on RICO charges. Keed's partner and mother of his daughter Nature, Quana Bands, was quick to speak out on social media about her boyfriend's death. "I love you so much, baby. What I'm supposed to do without you? I can't breathe right, sleep right, nothing. I don't even want to talk to nobody, Keed. I can't take this. Do you think the judge will release Young Thug on bond? And will Young Thug ever get out of these RICO allegations levied against him? Join the conversation and let us know in the comments section below."
That's crazy. That shit wild, cuz. I don't know. I don't know if them niggas gonna make it out of this situation. You know, wiretap for 5 years. That's crazy. That means somebody been snitching for a long ass time. They been snitching for a minute. Hope Thug can get up out this situation. You there, cuz? Let's move on there.
About 3 years since the unfortunate. Welcome back to another video with the IDN TV, you guys. Now we're jumping right into it now, man. We're on Nipsey Hussle's trial. It's finally arrived, you guys. It's been about 3 years since the unfortunate passing of Nipsey Hussle. Everything's been pushed back as far as the court proceedings during COVID and just these times that we're going in. The reason I haven't been covering it or giving you guys an update on what's going on with this case, like I said, everything has been backed up because of COVID, but today is the actual day. Now, they did select the jury last week and the beginning of this week. We're having to open the statements. Now, I'm going to give you guys a quick rundown. I was not in court, you guys. Now, let's say this. So the district, I'm just going to make it plain for you guys. So the district attorney is saying that Eric Holder shot Nipsey Hussle and it was premeditated. Now, I guess the premeditated charge or just the actual action. Now, the DA is saying there's no doubt that Eric R. Holder Jr. knew in advance that he wanted to shoot Hussle. Now, the DA said he clearly thought about what he was going to do before he actually did it. Now, they revealed in court that Nipsey and Eric Holder knew each other and grew up in the same neighborhood, both being from the Rolling 60s Crip gang. Now, the Deputy District Attorney John McKinney told the jury this Wednesday, today, after Holder gunned down Nipsey Hussle in the Crenshaw parking lot, Holder walked over to Nipsey's bullet-riddled body and kicked him in the head. Now, the prosecutor also revealed to the courtroom that right before Holder actually shot Nipsey, he said, "You're through." Now, after the shooting ended, Hussle replied saying, "You got me." Now, before Holder took off from the scene. Now, McKinney, the district attorney, told the jury that Holder's kick to Nipsey's head shows that this was a personal attack. While Holder has a public defender, Eric R. Holder Jr., aka Shitty Cuz, he has a public defender. Now, this public defender is trying to say that this case is something that happened in the heat of the moment, not what the DA is saying about he already planned and he knew he was going to do something to Nipsey Hussle. So the DA is saying that it was planned, it was premeditated, and while Eric Holder's defense attorney is saying that it was not premeditated, that it happened right after the conversation. So the conversation turned left, and this when it happened. Now, the district attorney McKinney also showed jurors videos of the aftermath where several people tried to resuscitate Nipsey Hussle. Now, the prosecutor also showed several photos and other videos showing a different angle of Holder shooting Nipsey before leaving the scene. Now, Eric Holder was wearing a red shirt bandana while carrying 2 weapons. Now, I have something, you guys, that's been floating on Twitter. I guess somebody was actually inside the courtroom, and here's the actual picture. Now, everybody wanted to see this. Everybody wanted to see Eric Holder actually pulling up to the parking lot. Now, we don't have the video, but we have the picture. It shows Eric Holder in that white car that they were talking about. It shows him being shirtless. Now, I believe, like I said, I'm not saying I know for a fact, but I think this is before they actually had this conversation, because it says defendant shirtless exited the vehicle entering the Master Burger. So I heard that he went to get the food. Then after he got his food, or actually ordered the food, he went over to the group of individuals to the top left. Now, Eric Holder's public defender spoke as well. Like I said, Aaron Jason says that Eric Holder did not intend on hurting anyone but Nipsey Hussle. They also revealed a key witness's name. Her name is Bernita Nicholson, if I'm saying it correctly. Now, I'm not sure if this is her real name. A lot of people were saying this getaway driver or the witness number one was somebody else, but we got to go with this name, Ms. Nicholson. Now, they said that she had no idea this incident was going to transpire. They also noted that Eric Holder told her to shut up and drive after the incident happened. So she's saying that she had no idea. His actual defense team is also saying that Eric Holder has mental issues, and he pretty much snapped after that conversation. Now, let's talk about this in the comments, you guys. Now, they're not letting the world see the whole court proceedings, unfortunately, you guys. I have no clue why. But I believe they're showing the opening statements that we're just talking about now, and I think they're going to actually let us see the closing statements and then I guess the sentencing, if it is. So we will see. Now, if any news comes out, make sure you guys like this video. IDN. I will catch you on the next video. Like I said, we haven't talked. I know a lot of people subscribe to my channel about the Nipsey Hussle news, but now it's official. So I will try to stay on top of you guys. If anything comes out, you'll be the first to hear from me, hopefully. Make sure you like the video, subscribe.
Man, so it's different angles. This nigga had 2 guns now. That shit was definitely premeditated.
Yeah, it was.
He spun back around, kicked the nigga in the head like the nigga, he was a snitch. And that nigga told him, hey, man, you can't be around this bitch for real, for real.
Right.
But what I want to know is why they not showing all of the fucking proceedings. They show everything else. I just got done watching the fucking, well, still watching it, the beauty queen murder trials or whatever. Some girl was murdered by a stalker and some shit, and they broadcasting that shit. So I don't know, man. I think they only doing, they not showing it because they know the world want to see this shit.
Man, I still think it's a Malcolm X and Martin Luther King type deal, cause
You think so?
yeah.
I don't
So,
know.
I mean,
I like that. I like that theory, but just knowing how shit is, man, how niggas move out there, man. That nigga snap. That's just some fucking. That's how niggas is out there, cuz I ain't even gonna hold it. I ain't gonna hold you. Like you can't. Like niggas be getting killed by their own gang members, dog. That gang shit stupid as fuck, bro.
yeah, he wasn't no Crip though. He was a Blood, wasn't he?
Nah, he was a 60. He was in the same set as Nip. He was trying to like hang around and trying to be down and trying to get on. Cause he was a rapper too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a rapper too. He was trying to get on. That's why he was going up. That's why he was trying to get at Nip, like, you know, what's up? Like, you know what I'm saying? Put me on, woo, 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 woo. And nigga Nip had told him, like, nigga, you a snitch, dog. Like, you can't be around here. Like, you know the hood label. You know you got that snitch jacket on you. That's basically what he was telling him. And then when he told him that shit, like, the nigga snapped. That nigga don't nobody like to be, man. If it is some Malcolm X type shit involved, it got something bigger. It got something to do with the bigger picture. Like, basically, for instance, that nigga calling him a snitch for a reason. Like, evidently, the nigga must have been working for the government type shit. You know what I'm saying? Or must have been on some shit type. But I don't think it was on some directly like, oh yeah, go, we need you to go kill him. he did that shit because of jealousy, dog. Because that nigga was somewhere he didn't want to. That nigga was somewhere that he wants to be. You know what I'm saying? And jealousy is a motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know motherfuckers kill motherfuckers with jealousy all the time, man.
That's that's the same thing that happened with Malcolm X.
Nah, hell no. I believe that was some nigga. They knew what
Them,
Malcolm X was up to.
them niggas who killed him was Muslims too.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. That's what they. That's what they. That's definitely what the news is. That's an actual factual. But I mean, I also know
Was
that.
jealous too.
I don't know what they was jealous of though.
His power. Same as
I don't know.
dude.
That's not my era, so I can't really. I don't know. I can't say the. I don't know all of that type shit. Like that ain't. I wish I could speak on that, like, cause you know what I'm saying, and say, yeah, I feel like that for like I just don't know about that Malcolm X type shit. All we know is what we've been told. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that
Yeah,
shit
it's
fishy as
documentary
fuck.
though. Yeah, it's all fishy.
Fishy as
Just
fuck,
like,
dog.
do you really think nigga Huey Newton was smoking crack? I don't.
Hell nah, you ain't no one smoking no crack.
Man, that's what they tried to say how he died. He got killed buying some crack or something.
Man, Yui wasn't smoking no crack, man. You know that.
Oh, I'm
You
saying.
know, like it could be, man. Like it could be. Like I say, if that's the case, it's part of that bigger picture of the main reason why this nigga Nip told that nigga what he told him when he came around.
Yeah,
Like, nigga, you can't be here, nigga. You work for the government, nigga.
he knew.
Yeah, like get the fuck around. And then that nigga snapped like that nigga went and did that shit. I'm glad they trying to say it's premeditated, because if they do, that's gonna prove your point even more.
Yeah,
If they actually find it to be premeditated, like premeditation, you know.
They did him just like they did with on Belly. Get close to him.
Hmm.
Then when the time is right, strike. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't pretty get close to him because he is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He is more on his toes than that. You see the type of way he had to get close to him. Wasn't they having an event there that day?
Nah, he went to go holler at his homeboy. His homeboy had just got out of jail, and he went to go. He could have had somebody like give him some clothes or whatever, but he was blessing his homie, and he wanted to personally go down there and give his homeboy all the his gear, get him hooked up, because I guess he had like an interview or something the next day or some shit.
Yeah.
So he wasn't even really supposed to be at the store that day. He went down there just on a humbug, like, let me slide down to my shit and hook the homie up. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was telling him, I'm about to meet you at the store, like 20 minutes. Woo, woo. Cause see, like that shit, that strip, like motherfuckers be there. Like it's a burger stand, all kind of other shit over there. So it's like motherfuckers always be there, and it's in the hood. Like never. That's like one of us buying some shit on Copley Road. Like, you know what I'm saying? We always be there. Like, that's our shit. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna be there, we gonna be there. Like, and so it's like, it's kind of, like you said, like it was tough to touch him, but then at the same time, it wasn't. Because he made himself available by staying in the same spot or being so able to get, like, so close to the people. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers gotta realize, just because you got a lot of love, don't mean that it ain't a lot of hate circling around out there on your neck.
Yeah, like Dolph.
Yep. Dolph had hella love in his whole city, but somebody hated him enough to come and slide down on my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and that shit is some bullshit. So you gotta always be cognizant of that shit. And I mean, when they say get up out your hood, man, that shit for real. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You can always give back and come and pull your community up that you come from, but you ain't. Look at LeBron. Like you ain't gotta come back and go live there. He don't stay in Spring Hill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, staying in the gutter when you have made it out is not a badge of honor. That's what the people that's down, that's in the gutter, want you to stay in the gutter. They want you to stay with them. You got to get the fuck out. I don't care if you just get you a good motherfucking job. Get the fuck up out of the hood. Get the fuck up out of where you was at. And see how life changed for you. And it will fucking change.
Yeah.
Like I promise you. Stay away from miserable people, man. So speaking of LeBron James, let's see this. Let's check this out, cuz. Rest in peace, Nip. You already know the deal. Fuck shitty cuz. And that's just how it's laying.
RA 4174, murder, felonious assault, and disrupting public services.
Look how they got these niggas though, cuz.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Tim Corley from the Legal Defender Office of Suffolk
And my
County.
thing is, look at their faces, man. Like
I have explained
these niggas did not expect that boy to die, man.
And indicated today that we would enter a technical not
This a
guilty
whole
plea
sad
charge.
situation, dog.
It would late reading of the complaints and potential penalties today. As on behalf of him, he does report familial ties closely here with mom, dad, brothers, and sisters. He's been employed for 2.5 years in a warehouse. He does have a child on the way, and he did complete the 11th grade. On his behalf,
Completed the 11th
policy goal
grade, but didn't
46,
care about killing that other kid.
we'd like to reserve
Cares
until we
about
hear
his
from
baby,
Pedro.
but didn't care about killing that other
Pre-trial
human being.
supervision of a bond recommendation.
We haven't had an opportunity to speak with him yet. Based on severity of the charges, we're asking for 1 million, 10% bond, maximum supervision, house arrest restricted to a verified address, screening and passport surrender.
Your Honor, on behalf of Mr. Jones again, I understand pretrial is not met with him to discuss certain things. We believe with Rule 46, 500,000, 10% would be equitably sought in this matter.
Well, technical not guilty plea is entered. The court's going to adopt the recommendation at this point in the bond office. Would you repeat that for me, sir?
Yes, Your Honor, it's million, 10% bond, maximum pretrial supervision, intermediate GPS restricted to a verified and approved address, screening, monitoring, and passport surrender.
Completed the 11th grade. At
Wait,
20 years
to
old.
accept 10% of the million?
Yes.
Okay. GPS to a verifiable address.
We would like our office to approve the address before release the funds listed.
All right, so it's a $1 million, 10% bond with maximum pretrial supervision, GPS. Mr. Jones, this bond is always reviewable by either this court or the Court of Common Pleas if you're indicted. So that's how that's going to work. All right, thank you.
Here, this is State Sean Stafford, 22 CRA 4175, murder and felonious assault. Unrelated case 21 CRB 6107, willful fleeing, resisting arrest, criminal damaging, obstructing official business, and contempt. That is an unrelated case to Judge Hamilton's court.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor. On behalf of Sean Stafford, Sean is what he goes by. Your Honor, I've been retained by the family attorney Johnson to represent Sean through these matters. At this time, we'd like to enter a technical not guilty plea to all charges. I would tell you that Sean has no prior felony record. The misdemeanors that are attached to this case are going up to another judge. Those are already resolved matters. There's a matter of an outstanding class or something he needs to take. With respect to this case, Your Honor, and my technical not guilty, I would like to address the issue of bond. Let me back up here.
So you're saying on the misdemeanor cases, 21 CRB 06107, he is here on the contempt cases?
Yeah, it looks like all the other charges dismissed. There's a failure to pull over charge, and that has a warrant out of there. That warrant was for not doing a class he was supposed to do.
Okay.
And that, he's got to see Judge Hamilton for that.
So you're presenting on the contempt?
I will.
Okay, all right. So, and you're not guilty plea?
I am.
Okay. Okay.
I typed that motherfucker's passes, don't even make no sense.
Yeah! On the left.
So,
Talking right here on the left.
Main charge.
Yeah.
That's what you want to address on bond, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, ridiculous. Motherfucker trying to be cool or something.
Your Honor, I understand
like a
that
dyke.
at this level we don't get necessarily to the facts of the case, but I do feel some background is appropriate in this matter because this has gotten
Best
some
cuts.
interest, and I know that the court may have some knowledge. What I would tell you is Sean is 20 years old. As I said, he has no prior felony record, and on the night in question, he and his brother and his cousin went up to play basketball at the I Promise courts. You may know, Your Honor, in fact, I know that you know that those courts were given to the neighborhood, so kids in this situation could get off the streets and get somewhere safe in those well-lit all-night courts on summer night. Sean was up there playing basketball with his brother and his cousin. He is 5'5", 130 pounds, and there was just the three of them on the court playing when a carload of kids, or a carload of teenagers, I guess, adult teens, were pulled into the lot. At that point, they opened their windows and opened fire with what at the time seemed to be a fully automatic firearm. That weapon's in the custody of the police now. It turns out that it was a fully automatic paintball gun that had been illegally modified by freezing the ammunition. After these boys were sprayed with the firearm, then the boys from the other vehicle got out, chased them out of the court, assaulted them, and a fight did ensue, where my client is alleged to have defended himself. That's going to be the gist of this case. Again, the investigation is ongoing. It's ongoing. It is a tragedy. The victim in this case, the young man who died, allegedly got punched, hit the ground, and hit the cement. Basically, the injury from the cement may have been what caused the ultimate damage here.
And they can't act like it's
But we have to take into consideration that these boys were on the basketball court, unarmed, doing
People
what we
rolled
wanted
up on
to
me
do,
and
playing
sprayed me with
basketball.
a
When
squirt
kids from
gun
outside the
before,
neighborhood
too.
came in a vehicle, sprayed it with this crazy paintball gun. With that being said, Your Honor, I think $1 million, 10% is a bond that's not appropriate. I would ask you to consider $500,000, 10%. Frankly, I don't think the family's going to make these.
What'd you say, cuz?
They probably pulled up and sprayed him like that with that gun just because they was black.
They did. They did.
They probably committing the hate crime.
Bro.
And then got their ass killed.
Facts. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say the whole shit is crazy as fuck, because they not finna put that out there like that in the news.
Yeah.
They not finna put that out there as these kids. And where's the other white kids at? Where the fuck they at?
Right.
It's a car full of kids, but they only talk about the one that died. Like that's what I'm tripping on, and that's what's really like.
See what they say? He 5'5" and 130 pounds. He little as hell.
Yes, he little as hell, and he defending himself. And they had a paintball gun. They said the ammunition was frozen. They modified it. That mean that shit hurt.
Yeah, it probably was one of them. You see them guns they be having on TikTok with the little balls and they got water in them?
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was, dog. But they not finna play the whole story though. They not finna let the whole narrative play. They finna create the narrative. That cause I already seen it a little bit. I seen some spin already. The spin is kids gonna be kids, and they was just playing, and it was just a squirt gun, or it was just a water gun. But it's like at the same time it was modified. Like they not gonna tell that part. It was modified. It wasn't no water gun. It was fucking frozen ass pellets that they were shooting at these niggas with. And these niggas was at the basketball court minding they fucking business.
So you might as well been shooting them with BBs out of a fully automatic BB gun.
Exactly.
I didn't have to run after anybody and beat anybody
What's
up.
the bond recommendation office?
And this fuck nigga talking
No,
getting on my
the
nerves.
same bond as set on co-defendant, 1,010% with maximum supervision, intermediate GPS restricted to home, strain and passport.
Right.
Yeah, he crying. He's hitting me.
We have passport.
You're asking for run those conditions by again, please.
Maximum pretrial supervision, intermediate GPS restricted to a verified and approved address, screen monitoring, and passport surrender if applicable.
Court will adopt the recommendation of the bond reporting office for order $1 million 10% bond with maximum pretrial supervision, intermediate GPS, and screen.
Your Honor, I would reserve my right to address bond at a later time once this investigation is completed.
Absolutely. Thank you, sir. Sure.
Mayor, this is Tyler Stafford.
I hate how they got him looking so dusty, though, man.
4172, murder and felonious assault.
Yeah, but still,
Attorney Corley from the PD's office and some.
they need some shit like this. They need a PR team. They need somebody to really get down there on these boys. Like, look, let's do this, let's do that, let's fight these motherfuckers, because this shit about to get real.
On behalf of him for a bond argument, he does.
And we know how Akron is. It's gonna be whack as fuck, bro. This gonna turn out whack as fuck.
His ties to the community are a little different. It's not full time. He was separated at birth from his mother and brother at the time, but he has had visitation or interaction with them. Or he was through a caseworker. We believe that in balancing Rule 46, as to Mr. Stafford, 500,000, 10% will be appropriate with max pretrial supervision.
What is the recommendation for the bond reporting office, the bond office?
Your Honor, we're asking for the same bond concerns to a defendant, 1,010% bond with maximum pretrial supervision, intermediate GPS restricted to a verified and approved address, screen monitoring, and passport surrender.
Maximum pretrial supervision?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court order $1 million 10% bond with maximum pretrial supervision, GPS to a verifiable address and screen.
So if they get bonded, they're gonna be able to go home, be on house arrest.
I believe that
But
concludes
$1 million at
the business of that
10%,
case.
it's 100,000. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So that's a lot of bond.
It might be able to get his signature bond.
If you
depending on what
around
their
some-
record look like.
Man,
You ain't got on that type of hat, dog. I cried.
who? Corey?
Holker. Look at that. That hat. Dog.
That nigga funny as hell. Hey, we gotta check your boy out. But let's talk. Hold on though. Let me say this one thing, man. I wish this honestly is the time. I feel like, even though it was a tragedy, I feel like this the time right now for this nigga LeBron to step up and then get involved in both of it, in the situation on both parts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm just saying, and I'm only saying it because for one, it happened on his property. You know what I'm saying? For two, it's so much involved in it. It's more than just the fact that 3 young boys is getting ready to be railroaded for this white kid's death, which we definitely condolences to the family because nobody should have died. But like Drib was saying, they probably was in the middle of creating or committing a hate crime at the time they was doing what they was doing. So
they probably people who painted over that LeBron mural.
that kind of shit. Like, but see, the thing is, what happens with a lot of white people in this situation, and I'm just gonna be blunt and say it, when they are in trouble, they turn victim, even though they end up being the victim, because if we defend ourselves, then they end up getting hurt 9 times out of 10. They end up getting hurt because they're not prepared for what comes with fucking with us.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They end up getting hurt, and then they turn around and they play the victim, and then it's all bad. Like, and that shit to me is fucked up. Like, that shit is dead ass wrong.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I feel he need to get involved all the way and kind of like resolve the issue, be there for these dudes, for these kids that was playing on his court in a safe space which he created for these kids that was then made unsafe for them. But then they defended themselves because they said that the kids jumped out the car and went towards them. And then that's when the fight ensued. They jumped out the car. They could have drove the fuck away. That dude could have drove away after they did whatever they did. If, oh, them niggas ain't playing, let's get the fuck up out of here, Chad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No, they thought they was bad. Oh, it's only 3 of them, and the one, he little as hell. We could take him. Nah, I guarantee you that's the fucking conversation that was going on in that car.
Right.
Look at that little motherfucker. Look at that little nigger.
Mm-hmm.
We can fuck him up. Like, come on, man. These ain't no innocent ass kids. For one, they riding around. I promise school is not in no good ass neighborhood. Anybody watching this, all my people watching this, my folks in California, what up, Kev? All man, my niggas in Detroit, all everybody who be watching this shit. I promise school is not in no good neighborhood. Firestone High School is maybe 4 miles, cuz? The other way, they got no business over there playing with these niggas. They got no business over there at all.
Oh, they went to...
Yeah. That's what the dude that died, he went to Firestone. He was a senior at Firestone.
Yeah.
You a senior, you just graduated. Pretty much, or about to graduate. And you fucking with some niggas who ain't even finished 11th grade. But now you the victim. Even though, like I said, God rest your soul, but you the victim and your family playing that victim card. Like most white people do when they get in trouble with their backs against the wall. After they done got caught up doing some bullshit. Shit corny as hell.
Hey.
LeBron, man, step up, man. Say something. Come help these niggas out, man. Get the whole story. Don't take what they just, man, we got to get this whole story. We're going to keep following this shit, cuz.
Yeah.
We're going to stay glued to this shit, especially because this shit close to home. Anything else you want to say about that bullshit, cuz?
No.
Cause I think you hit the nail right on the head, bro. They was in the middle of committing a hate crime, dog.
And got their ass killed. He got his ass killed.
It's so sad how they play the victim and get off with this bullshit, bro. That's why that nigga black ass Ben Crump be howling so much. Cause of shit like this. He's sick of seeing shit like this a lot of times.
It to call for the
Listen
death
to this weird ass
of.
shit, man.
There's a
And this is the problem. These I don't know where they get this shit from. And I don't know who's listening to motherfuckers like this, but this will let you know that motherfucker, this shit crazy nowadays. And these motherfuckers is delusional, and these the kind of people they be listening to.
Preacher, we will call him Lil Man. Lil Man decided to call for the death of all members of the LGBTQ community. Here he is.
What does God say is the answer, is the solution for the homosexual in 2022, here in the New Testament, here in the book of Romans, that they are worthy of death? These people should be put to death. Every single homosexual in our country should be charged with the crime, the abomination of homosexuality that they have. They should be convicted in a lawful trial. They should be sentenced with death. They should be lined up against the wall and shot in the back of the head. That's what God teaches. That's what the Bible says. You don't like it, you don't like God's word, because that is what God.
Yeah, so he's lying, by the way. He's misquoting scripture. But let me be very clear about this person. Put up his picture full mass. His name is Pastor Dylan Oz, okay? Once again, AKA Lil Man. Now, you can look at him and tell he won't bust the soft side of a grape. He won't do a damn thing. He'll get in that pulpit and he will proceed to try and animate others to do his dirty work. That's called a coward, right? As T.I. would say, he has an alligator mouth with a hummingbird ass. His mouth is writing checks that his ass can't cash. He made this comment and other remarks during a Sunday morning sermon titled, "Why We Won't Shut Up." That was the name of the sermon, okay? Here's more from that horrendous sermon.
You wanna know why we say that all homosexuals are pedophiles? Let me make that very clear. All homosexuals are pedophiles. And people say, well, what about all the straight people that molest children? They're f***s. I don't care what you call them. If a person is with a child, you're a you're a reprobate, you're a sodomite. I don't care what kind of classifications our government wants to give them. All homosexuals are pedophiles. I'm not saying that every single homosexual that's alive right now has committed that act with a child already. Because it could be that they haven't had the opportunity yet, and they will at some point later in their life. This is why we need to put these people to death through the proper channels of the government. You look up the statistics on these sodomites that abuse children. They're with so many children, it'll make you throw up. Disgusting. These people are not normal. They're not your average everyday sinners. They're what the Bible calls reprobates. They're rejected by God. They have no hope of salvation.
Once again, he's lying. And his entire commentary, his entire sermon is full of misinformation. But it should not be a surprise that this is a pro-Donald Trump church. It should not be a surprise that this particular church has been in the news for extreme comments just like this. And it should not be a surprise that not one person in GOP leadership has ever denounced this particular ministry. There's more. Then he goes to blame sodomites, as he says, on mass shootings. Here it is.
When wicked reprobate sodomites go up and shoot up an elementary school, you know what the sodomites are doing? They're rejoicing. They're happy about that because it says that they have pleasure in them that do all these things. You know, while a normal person would look at a tragedy or something really sad that happened, a child getting abused, you know, a school shooter, a murder, a rape, a really just sick crime, and our hearts would break over that, and we would be grieved for the sin and for the wickedness that's gone on. When they celebrate it, they're happy about it. That's the type of people the sodomites are. That's the type of people that America is celebrating today.
It's me off when I see weak men like this stand behind a pulpit, utilize their so-called faith in order to tear down other human beings. They will not hijack my faith because my faith teaches me that God is love, which means love is God. My faith teaches me that love is patient and long-suffering, Love does not boast of its own. Love seeks to build and not to destroy. That's what my faith teaches me, preacher. Let's go to his senior pastor. We've covered this bozo before. That's the senior pastor. They call him the main preacher at Steadfast Church. His name is Jonathan Shelley. He has repeatedly echoed the same sentiments. Last year, that preacher celebrated the death of a gay man at a pride parade. He has repeatedly wished for or called for the death of gay people, just like his surrogates are doing now. He doesn't even limit his hate speech to the walls of the church. 2 weeks ago, he appeared at an Arlington City Council meeting to push back against their acknowledgement of Pride Month by repeating the same calls for violence. Here's some of that.
I'm ashamed that this city has decided to promote and solicit pride in this city. Pride is nothing to be celebrated. In fact, it's an abomination. The Bible says in Proverbs chapter 8, the fear of the Lord is to hate pride, hate evil, pride, and arrogancy, and the evil way and the froward mouth do I hate. According to God, we should hate pride, not celebrate it. I don't understand why we'd celebrate what used to be a crime not long ago. In fact, according to the Texas Penal Code and Section 21, but God has already ruled that murder, adultery, witchcraft, rape, bestiality, and homosexualities are crimes worthy of capital punishment. The Bible's right that what these people do is filthy. According to CDC, homosexual men are 230 times more likely to get HIV than straight men. I don't know why we would promote disease and AIDS in our community. Additionally, according to this article of self-reported crimes, the LGBT have an average of 20 to 150 children victims, and including they commit an average of 154 acts on their victims. Now, here's the thing. They say that they love so much, but they hate children. They hate Baptists, they hate Christianity, and they hate God.
Amen.
We should eliminate Pride Month. We should eliminate the LGBT department liaison. We should eliminate the travel page dedicated to LGBT. And everyone in this room should watch the sodomite deception, which would clearly illustrate what the Bible says on this issue, providing actual stats instead of bullying people.
Amen.
Let me provide an actual true stat. Heterosexual white males commit more crimes against children than any other demographic in the United States of America. You can check out my data at a place called FBI.gov. Okay? Now, I don't believe in every word in the Bible. I know that's going to shock some people. I don't. You know that part of the Bible that says, slaves, obey your masters? I can't get down with that. God gave me a brain before he gave me a book. I use my brain quite well. Jesus never said a single word against the homosexual community during his ministry. Isn't that something? Not a single word against them. If your desire is to be more like Christ, that means you would actually mirror the lifestyle of Christ. You think no gay people existed during his era? Of course they did. Not one negative word from him. Now, he did say this: beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves.
Yes, sir.
Sharing thoughts here.
A couple of observations. You know, even in media reports, they refer to Lil Man as a Christian hate preacher, which fascinates me. And I too am angry and find the rhetoric from Lil Man and the senior pastor to be quite dangerous. But I don't know what it is, Rashad. I woke up really, I mean this, in research mode. Lil Man is unwell. He's unwell. I don't know how or when or where or what triggered these symptoms, this garbage that he's spewing. I would like to peek in his closet, okay, for a possible answer, if you know what I mean. I'd like to peek in his closet. I would. But I think you have to really check the vital signs of these people. And I know which thermometer I'd use for him, if you know what I mean. Okay, he might enjoy it. But I really think, and I don't know whether to give them this attention, but we have to acknowledge this filth, this danger is out there lurking. It's real. But he's unwell, and I want to study this so we can perhaps get a handle of this.
You know, and it's so interesting because while some of your commentary isn't just, it actually connects to reality. We've had preachers who have led what they call straight marches during Pride Month, okay? Or family values marches. And they were exposed as being homosexual themselves, right, later in life. So we have seen this pretend dynamic in order to hide behind rhetoric because they feel safe doing so. Well, we tell the truth here, and the truth is
all that hate, man.
We should be in the business of building people up rather than tearing them down.
That shit funny as hell. All that shit. All that hate that nigga throwing, like she said, man. All them motherfuckers be throwing all that hate on them people be gay themselves. Big ass homophobias and shit.
That's just what I was about to say, dog. Like even the gay people always said, anybody who just be on it that tough, be gay for real on the low too. Like why do you even care? What is it even bothering you?
Facts.
Why do you care?
And to go as far as like death, capital punishment.
You want to kill all of them for what? What they do to you, dog?
And it's like he just using little pieces of the Bible and pieces and just throwing that shit together to try to say all of. Bro, this nigga said all of them, all gay people is pedophiles and all pedophiles are fucking gay, dog. And it's people in the congregation seconding that emotion. And they sitting up there loving that shit like, yep, yep. And did you see the black dude at the city council? Did you see the black dude get and stand up? Oh, the coonery, dog. The black dude was the first one to stand up. Watch this.
Children. Yep. They hate Baptists.
Watch this shit. Watch it be
We should eliminate the LGBT department liaison. We should eliminate the travel page dedicated to LGBT and everyone that transpires sodomite deception, which would clearly illustrate what the Bible says on this issue, providing actual stats instead of bullying.
Amen. Look at this bitch ass nigga.
Let me provide an actual true stat. Heterosexual white males.
Bruh.
Unless you say a gang of gay people gang banged you, dog. They beat you up and gang banged you. I can't feel nothing what you talking about, dog.
Big facts, man. Ain't nobody never did nothing to me. They ain't did shit to me, man. I don't bother them. They don't bother me. Period. Go on about your motherfucking business. It ain't no reason to be sitting up here having a whole motherfucking, like, really rallying people against these people, man. And what's so sick and twisted is that people in the audience, in your congregation, are going to come to their own conclusions and take it upon themselves. You know, some sick, stupid motherfucker is in that bitch trying to take it upon themselves to go do something about it.
No, I don't like this fact how it seems like they're trying to force, their beliefs on the youth and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like like it's weird with it. Like I don't condone that either, but I don't condone the gayness either. But for you to want to try to kill them all, like what you gay, you for real gay.
Facts.
And you feel like if you the only one left, then it'll just die out with you.
Right. And it is a tricky subject. It is a tricky situation because I'm with you. Like I'm like at the same time, like you gotta make sure, like, you know what I'm saying, you bringing your kids up in the right type of environment, the right kind of shit. You just gotta be on the lookout. Let them like the shit that they watch, because there's certain things like I be noticing certain networks and shit are on board with that shit, and other ones aren't. Like you won't see shit with homosexuality or something in certain networks and shit. And then other ones you'll see it like the pushing, like what you was just saying, like the pushing on the youth. And I honestly don't feel like they get the pushing on the youth until it comes to like Disney shit, like Disney Channel and kid stuff that's like younger. The adult shit is fine. But when you start seeing like it be gay motherfuckers in like Disney shows and they be like 13, 10, 12, 13, like that's a problem for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? For me, like I don't be watching that because just as well as anybody, like you know what I'm saying, you deal with kids and you know how impressionable they are, even at a certain, like even when you get up in age, like of course when they younger, but when you get up in age they're more impressionable too, because they themselves are trying to find themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But and then too, like, what do somebody watching Sesame Street or a Disney movie even? Dating is not even on their mind yet. So why is y'all like what like it's really for real, like Mike, like y'all trying to like, it's weird, man.
Yeah, like the programming.
And then they got all these kids talking about they know they gay and they know they transgender.
Right. The
I don't know that.
Facts. The younger I see them,
I don't know that shit just for the simple fact that a lot of gay people who I went to school with, they ain't know that they was gay until after they got grown.
That nigga said they ain't know. I'm sleep. But we knew.
But you like, but they still wasn't sure. That, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, that's funny as hell. That's funny as hell, dog. Oh man, shit. What's this? Oh. Let's hear what we got a little time left. Let's hear what Corey talking about, man.
That takes away the good energy from you. You're not going to be yourself. Even if you're a good-spirited person, if you allow somebody with bad energy to be around you every day, you're basically dying faster than you normally would die. I found that out when my wife left. Right. Don't mean I don't love my wife and care about her and wish her well, but I can't do that again.
Corey Holcomb is in the neighborhood, man. Corey, is comedy different now? And not just on the social media side, but I'm talking about, like, even with Chris, Will Smith slapping Chris Rock. People feel like now they could just get on stage. Dude jumps on stage with Dave Chappelle. Are you more conscious of the environment of being on stage now?
I'm just glad I'm not little.
Right.
I think, people like big fish eat little fish in the ocean. Mm-hmm. I think that's what happens on stage sometimes. I don't have people run up on stage on me. It just doesn't happen to me. And I'm not bragging. Too, I hope don't nobody.
Yeah.
I hope
this
that
ain't
don't bring no drama to me. You know what I'm saying?
This ain't a try me. This ain't a I wish you would.
It's not. I'm just saying it doesn't happen to me. The people like when Will Smith slapped Chris Rock, it all made sense. That's who he would slap. You know what I mean?
Did that make you upset as a comedian?
It made me not like Will Smith no more.
Really?
Like I can't even watch his movies no more. And I'm saying like the one movie where he was jumping out the building onto the next floor. I can't even think of the name, but it was one of my favorite movies. But now it's hard to watch him because I feel like, oh, you're a bully. You hit that man at a time when you really shouldn't have hit that man while he on stage at the Oscars. I don't feel like he said nothing vicious about Jada.
He did.
You know what I'm saying? I just feel like Will Smith is in a position where he walks the street with a woman he's ashamed of. And that's a dangerous thing.
That's why I fuck with him, because he breaks this shit down.
If you're not proud of the woman you with, you're not feeling like you're supposed to feel when you with her, because they had that open relationship thing. I just ain't her type, and I know she don't need the 200, so I ain't got a shot.
Right. So you can say what you gotta say.
Man, I ain't got a shot with her.
Really? Do you talk with Chris Rock, or have you had any words? like Circle to
I
Circle
haven't
or
talked
anyone?
to him since that happened, but Chris Rock has always been one of the guys that walk up to me. What's up, Corey? Because like ever since I moved to LA, my mind get blown when people walk up to me. I remember Eddie Murphy was like, Corey Holcomb. I was like, wow.
Yeah, like, oh, man.
It blew my mind because, you know what I'm saying? I always thought he was one of the top tier comedians, top tier guys in the movies. His movies are funny.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So when I meet these people, I'm blown away.
Were you watching the Oscars live, or did you see
I saw it.
Let me tell you why I saw it live. Because I really love Will Smith. And I felt like with King Richard, this was going to be his year. So I'm watching the Oscars in real time. My wife and I are watching this because I want to see this moment that Will's been waiting on for like 30 years, right? And so when I see, and I see Chris having fun, reading the room, doing what Chris usually does, and he's been at the Oscars, and then when I saw, and I'm a radio guy, so I do radio television. When I saw Will get up, I thought they were playing. And it looked like one of them, what is it, Phantom Punch? It looked like it didn't really happen. Yeah. But then when I saw Will walk back and I heard the audio drop, I was like, man, my wife, we were like, dude, something going on. Then when the camera went back to him and you couldn't hear what he was saying, but you could see the keep my wife's name out your mother effing mouth. I could see that, but I couldn't hear it. That's when I knew it was serious. I was like, oh, this is real.
Yeah, man.
This is real, man.
If you in life, and I would say this definitely to the ladies too, if you're around somebody that takes away the good energy from you, you're not going to be yourself. Even if you're a good-spirited person, if you allow somebody with bad energy to be around you every day, you're basically dying faster than you normally would die. I found that out when my wife left. Right. Don't mean I don't love my wife and care about her and wish her well, but I can't do that again.
Mm-hmm.
I would never go back to a situation where I'm in, I live with somebody who I feel like isn't happy all the time or doesn't have that good energy all the time. I would never do that again.
And with Dave Chappelle, when you saw that, like damn near a couple or a few weeks later.
That looked like a hit.
Really? When you saw it, yeah.
Looked like that dude had been sent up there to do that.
Mm.
I mean, who does that? You know you're not going to win.
Right, I know. Oh, man. Did you see my man arm? He looked like he was pop locking, and I was like, they had my man. He looked like one of them, like Mr. Potato Heads or something, where you could take the arm off and put it on backwards or something like
Real
that.
Real talk. When I saw that, I was like, yo.
Does that change your comedy that weekend? Not change your material, but just let's say that weekend. Are you more on swivel, or you don't even think about what just happened with Dave?
Man, I have more like a cult following. People who like Corey Holcomb come see Corey Holcomb. Every once in a while, you know, you might get some guy who might say something, but I just don't feel like there's nobody gonna run up on me. And like I said, I ain't trying to bring no drama to myself, but I don't know. From the biggest to the smallest, I'm like, you not finna whoop me. I don't know what you think you finna do when you come up here. We finna go. Like Chris, when he got hit, and the way he played it, you can't do nothing but salute him if you really are trying to be a professional.
Right.
You salute Chris.
If you got slapped at the Oscars.
That tuxedo would have looked like the tuxedo the Clumps had on at the end. When he was like, give me a minute, let me explain.
Just tore up.
And I know I think Will a bad boy.
Yeah, he is.
Because I hear, you know, I know the cast that run with him, them all some bad boys. But you can't slap me.
Right. Right.
You can't slap me.
Yeah, Oscars be over, bro.
But I wouldn't have, I don't think I would have froze. I think if he'd have came, I'd have been, hey, what you want? You know what I'm saying? You know this? You got to give me this. Don't walk up on me. Yeah. And that come from getting hit like that one day. One day I froze, and I got hit because I froze. And ever since I froze, I never let nobody, when I feel like it's danger, I always do this. I'm the king of this. Like, you got to give me that.
You said you the king of what?
Man, that little arm lift, if somebody, that should be a class in school.
Yeah,
when
man.
somebody getting up on you with energy that you don't feel comfortable with, that arm reach, get back. Don't hit me.
Man, we got our good friend Corey Holcomb in the neighborhood, man. Corey, do you see yourself getting married? Not again,
Never.
but never?
Never.
Damn, you need to let me
I
finish.
never have a state-sanctioned relationship again.
Really?
The lady who I believe in, I mean, like, I'd do anything for her. And my words are not what prove that. What I do for her shows.
Do you believe in marriage? Oh, shoot.
Not in the United States.
I got married in the United States.
I know, and I wish you well. I think you doing well with yours, right?
Yeah, I think I am. Praise God.
Yeah.
I don't know. You you're gonna be gone this weekend. You can't even come stay with us, huh? And just observe.
I gotta go hustle.
Yeah.
Well, big boy, like I've seen you out with your wife. It seems like things are okay.
Yeah, it is. Praise God.
You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, but things are okay for you at 1.2 though, right?
Never.
Veterans United presents Through the Roof Reviews with Rob Riggle.
Fucking sleep, dog. Right, he said never.
It was always me giving in.
Really though?
Because I ain't wanted to go because I had put too much effort into it. And that's why I would tell Will Smith, yeah, she gonna take a lot of your money, but you better get away from that, dog. Because you ain't got no control. You can't have the homies over smashing your wife, man.
Damn.
That's just not cool. If you got an open relationship, you know what I'm saying? People have different rules, but when your son friend over there, he making songs about it, it done went too far.
You know, you on your current events for real though, huh?
Man, but it's out there. It's out there. You know, all this stuff is out here. It don't bother most of us because I ain't in the streets. Like when people tell me some bad news they heard about me, it don't bother me because I'm not in the streets. I go to work, I come back, I don't see y'all.
Right.
I know you looking for the opportunity. Hey, Corey, I heard this. I be like, well, it probably did. And they don't know what to say after that. When you agree with them, they be like, I was trying to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? When you
can't hurt me.
Man, I ain't even out here no more.
Have you watched any of that Johnny Depp, Amber Heard?
I saw the 20-year-old girl look like she did some cocaine in court.
Right.
And that type of stuff make me mad because, you know what I'm saying? Like, how did she get away with that?
Is that when they said she looked like she did a rip? Yeah, like she ripped the line.
Did you see it?
Yeah.
Come on, man. It was obvious. I'm like, dang, she's bold enough to come to court with cocaine.
That's a habit, bro.
I don't know nobody who did that. And I know people, look, I had a homeboy, he beat heroin. And I ain't never heard nobody who beat heroin. But ain't nobody coming to court with it.
Yeah.
This lady came to court with cocaine. She
On the
off
stand.
the chain. She off the chain, man.
Hey, man, the way that played out in court, I don't know how they allow cameras. Like, no one can say I don't want the cameras in. Like, I wouldn't want my divorce played out on TV. Is that like a public forum that I'm not?
Yeah, because it's not a divorce hearing. It's
or
a
not
defamation.
even divorce,
yeah.
but just like the camera in the courtroom.
I think the judge
I've
makes
been
that
in
decision,
court, right? I've been in court and I've never had a camera in there. I'm just wondering how the hell does that work when it gets televised?
Hey man, this is a new world, man. If it can make money, man, you're gonna be able to, you really have no rights. If you don't know that, then let me tell y'all something. You don't got no rights. Like you asked me about how the thing got all on the air. TMZ was playing my videotape when Aries got super socked up there at my show.
Super socked
or whatever, elbowed or whatever. I'm like, yo.
You don't know how they got that tape?
I don't know how they got that tape. I don't know how they got that tape. All I know is that we recorded that. That's my footage. How do y'all play that?
Damn.
Right.
And Corey, you really didn't release that tape?
Man, come on, big boy. I don't know TMZ. But TMZ started calling me after that. I had to check them.
Right.
Because it's my opinion, they try to egg you on to be a buffoon, egg you on to be drama. And I'm like, y'all got the wrong dude. Stop calling me. And they haven't called me since.
Do you ever get ran up on by TMZ and they ask you like certain questions like current events and stuff like that?
Yeah, but they know about me at the airport because my take is different than the average guy's take. And my take isn't the type of take they're looking for on television. I think they're looking for takes that are like made to separate the community.
Right, I got you.
You get what I'm saying?
I got
so
you.
my takes don't fit the description. They looking for somebody who's just woke up sleepy off the plane like, yeah, he's stupid, he shouldn't have did that. You know what I'm saying? That's what they'll play.
Yeah, you wake up with the, I know what they doing.
Whenever somebody in my face with a camera that I don't know, I'm like, okay.
That nigga, oh one. Man. That shit funny as hell. But yeah, that shit wild. Yeah, Will Smith need to go on and just let it go, man. She bad news. Shit, cuz we gonna wrap this motherfucker up, man, for the night, cuz.
Alright.
Shit, I ain't got too much else unless you got something else, man. You had on your agenda.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing for real.
Alright, for sure. Just that I promise shit, huh?
Yeah, that shit crazy, man.
Yeah, that shit. I'm like we said, we gonna follow that. We gonna definitely let y'all know. We gonna keep coming at y'all with that info on that. I promise on what's going on with that situation, and keep on tapping in, man. We appreciate it. Hopefully, more of the crew will be back on next week, man. That double dribble, June 19th.
Oh yeah, you want me to leak some of it real quick?
Go ahead and leak some of that shit. Leak some of that double dribble.
I gotta share my screen.
Yep.
Just play. Oh, I just gotta share my screen.
Yep, share your screen, yeah. And I'll take this one down. Alright. Put yours up. Just, yeah, hit the screen thing at the bottom and you got it. Yeah, leak that shit while I twist up, man. Boom.
I might not do it.
Uh-oh.
You know how what you call it be acting funny sometimes.
What's that?
Drive.
Windows or the drive, yeah.
Be acting like they don't want to play stuff sometimes.
You gotta download it.
Yeah, I ain't downloading it on this computer.
Gotcha.
This ain't my.
Gotcha.
I ain't on computer today.
Okay, I got you. Well, shit, y'all know what it is, man. Ralphie Drip on YouTube, June 19th.
It's gonna be on Bandcamp.
Bandcamp. What is the link to that? It's an app?
Yeah,
or just
bandcamp.com?
bandcamp.com?
Yeah, it's both. It's both.
Okay, so if you got the Bandcamp app, type in Ralphie Drip. And if not, get your ass on the bandcamp.com, type in Ralphie Drip. Search for Double Dribble. That's the third one, ain't it? Double Dribble 3, ain't it?
Yeah, the third one. This the best one too, man. We're getting better at this shit.
Already. And we finna really be smacking y'all in the city upside the head, man. Y'all just wait. I ain't finna talk too much about it, man. We finna be hitting y'all bellies, man. Finna be smacking y'all in the stomach with some good shit.
I got some shit.
Dude, I'm amped about that shit too, cause I've been trying to get some shit together, man. Looking at shit. We gonna politic about that shit, man. But y'all stay on the lookout. We'll have all that info. Also, where do we go from here? PG the Hustler, Big Rod, Harrison Clay. It's out on June 19th. Also, all streaming platforms. Check it out. And we're just gonna keep coming on y'all, man, hitting y'all with these crazy ass stories, man, and these updates, man. And y'all slide through, man, and let us know what y'all wanna, what y'all wanna talk about, man. Y'all more than welcome to come through, join the Discord. I'm probably gonna be revamping that here in a little bit. Try to freshen us up a little bit. So y'all just stay tuned, man. And we will get at y'all later, man.